What's going on, Cobra Kai fans? Welcome back to another What to Expect video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about Mr. KEENE, the quote-unquote chosen one of Miyagi-Do, if you will. Let's get the obvious right out the way. I have been a huge advocate for Robby to win the Sekai Taikai since the minute it was introduced. I have been wanting this boy to win a trophy since season 1. And I feel like every time I mention it, it's always challenged by a bunch of Miguel fanboys that get their knickers in a twist just because someone other than Miguel gets some shine for once. It's not because I have a bias. It's because I feel like there's so much storytelling and emotional weight in giving Robby the trophy next to his father. Like, I feel like there's a great full circle there for both him and his dad. I feel like the story could not make it any clearer that it's Robby's time. Now, if Robby had won in season 4 like he was supposed to, then I would say no doubt in my mind that Miguel would win the Sekai Taikai. No doubt in my mind. However, Robby did not win in season 4. Neither did Sam. And I think that was done by design. Because when you have a Lawrence and a LaRusso, right, they're the actual kids, right, Lawrence and a LaRusso on the grandest stage of them all, winning the Sekai Taikai, the world tournament, you close the book on Johnny and Daniel's story forever, and you open the beginning of something new. Now, is there a world where Robby could not win the Sekai Taikai? Sure. But I think I speak for many people when I say I think people would be very disappointed, and I think you do a disservice to his character arc by not allowing him to actually win it. Here's why. Right now, based on the information we have, it's personal for Robby. Now, does that mean every character in season 6 isn't going to be giving some motivation? Of course they will. That's how stories work. Based on the info we have right now, Kreese is operating against us. Okay, so no more of this team, whatever team crap. Our dojo versus the rest. Okay, it's personal between Robby and Kreese for one thing, because Kreese wanted Robby specifically since the minute he found out Johnny had a son, and he wanted him to be his chosen champion. Secondly, it's personal between Robby and Silver because Robby is the person that confronted Silver twice. Once at the All Valley, and then a second time he walked into that dojo and told him what's up. Thirdly, his girlfriend was tortured by Cobra Kai and Sensei Kim, who is working on the opposite side that our characters are fighting against. 4, his pupil was brainwashed and manipulated by Silver and turned into a lethal killing machine. You know, literally, the silver bullet can... the right region, you could kill someone, you know? And I feel like right now, everyone's so focused on him, like maybe propping someone else up for the win. What if Robby is the reason they win? Like there's no one ever thought of that. Like, Robby could actually be the reason they win. And how many times has Robby come close? Twice now. Twice. And I feel like plot's held him back both times. And it's like, yes, we all love every other character. I hate how I have to preface this. But when I talk about character arcs, I'm not looking at it at the same lens that most people are. I'm looking at it from an acting perspective. If I was this character, what would their motivations be? What would their journey be? What would their drive be? I feel like if you don't give Robby the trophy, you better have a damn good reason why he doesn't. And for me, I feel like the show would feel a bit disappointing. Every single time Robby or Johnny have been on respective victorious sides, they have been opposite each other. Season 1, Johnny won the trophy with Miguel. Robby walked away and was out of it. And, you know, I mean, come on. You can't mean to tell me that when you watch season 1 and you see Miguel and Johnny cheering and Robby walking away, you don't mean to tell me you don't feel a little bit of remorse for the kid. Like 16 years without your dad, okay? 16 years. All of a sudden, he starts showing up out the blue. All of a sudden, there's another kid in the picture. Just as your dad promised to show up for you for once, and then another kid's involved. Wouldn't you feel a little bit shortchanged? Like, wouldn't you feel a little bit irritated? Now, I'm not going to excuse what Robby's done in terms of him kicking Miguel over a railing. I feel like that is something that Robby will have to pay off for a while yet. That's something that he will pay off for a while. And if this was a traditional Hollywood show, then no doubt in my mind, Robby would have been killed off by now, because every time a character redeems in Hollywood, they have to die. Like, they die with redemption. I hate that trope. I think it's lazy and I think it's unnecessary. I'm very fascinated in characters that redeem themselves and have to pay up for the sins that they've caused. So with him and Miguel being on the same page now, we're in good hands. Like, we're gonna win. We're going to win. It's just a case of how we're going to win. Now, I know I've spent the last 5 minutes, going on a passionate rant and whatever. It's because I feel like whenever there's a show or movie, and I'm going to shout out my bro RJ for this, whenever there's a show or movie, anyone that's not inherently the main character and is like a foil to the main character, everyone automatically hates and is whatever. If we started this show with Robby instead of Hawk and Miguel, I guarantee you people will feel differently. We live in an age where media literacy is dead and people only believe what they're shown, or they only go off of what they're told. They're not able to sort of see, deeper into things than what they are, or they're not able to see what's going on with the character. And for me, I'm a big advocate for Robby to win it, not just because it's Robby, but because it just makes sense. It would carry so much emotional weight after all the setbacks, after all the pain, the hurt, the destruction, the chaos that he's caused. Putting Cobra Kai dead in the ground, which his father reopened, there's a powerful message in there. It's a beautiful story. Like, I feel like him winning the Sekai Taikai and putting Cobra Kai out of business, not only does that pay off Kreese's lines of, you've got all the talent in the world, you just have to show it to the world kind of thing. Check. You've got more talent, potential than even your father. Check. Terry Silver said to him, you'll have more skills to kick all of our asses. Check. 4, you redeem your father. Like, he redeems Johnny, and then him and Johnny form a connection, which is like, okay, we're letting go of the past. We're burying the hatred. We're now officially allowing ourselves to move on. It's a metaphor for them burying the past. And I feel like in this season, Sekai Taikai aside, has there been a bit of bias in this last 6 minutes? Absolutely, because I feel like most of the fandom has been biased since I've started doing Cobra Kai videos. I feel like I'm very fair. I give characters their shine. I give reasons as to why characters would do certain things. Just because I didn't say Hawk would win the Sekai Taikai, it doesn't mean Hawk has no character arc. That's very surface level. Like, there's so much stuff that can happen outside of a tournament. Now, let's throw the alternative out there. Robby doesn't win the Sekai Taikai. Okay, Jacob, you don't get it. Robby doesn't win it. It's Hawk, or it's Kenny, or it's Miguel, whoever, right? Robby doesn't win the trophy. Like I said in my Miguel video, there has to be some damn good reason why. There has to be a really solid reason why he's not winning it, other than just, oh, Miguel's the kid we started with. Like, there needs to be a reason. And here's the thing. The ensemble of characters that we have at our disposal, whenever characters don't win something, whenever they win or don't win, does that mean it's the end of their character arc? Just because Miguel went to Mexico and bowed out of the tournament, does that mean it's the end of his arc? No, it was the start and evolution of the next journey in his story. Just because Hawk won the trophy, does that mean his arc was complete? No, because he regressed and became a jerk again. Just because Sam didn't win the trophy in season 4, does that mean that's the end of her arc? No, she got knocked down, in my opinion, for probably the first time in her life. She got really knocked down. Obviously season 3 exists, I know, but she got knocked down to such a degree where it was like, oh my God, now she can rebuild again. She can reforge her destiny from the ground up. So when she inevitably wins the Sekai Taikai, we'll all be cheering for her and going, you know what? Finally, And you guys know I'm not a Sam. Sam, out of all the characters, is the least interesting to me. But even I'm saying she should win that trophy. Now, would I be against Tori winning it? No. But I think you go to a level when you can look at a character and go, okay, outside of the trophy, what do they offer? And I feel like Robby is in prime position to really make up for all the wrongs that he's caused, and let it not be twisted. He's Daniel's first student, all right? Now, I know, objectively speaking, Sam is, but non-related to him, Robby is his first student. Robby is the one that has Daniel's arc. He started with Miyagi-Do. He was a hothead. He made mistakes. He's found redemption through Miyagi-Do. He was the reason that Daniel came back to the light. After Daniel got his ass served to him, who was the one guy that Amanda, Sam, and everyone knew that would bring Daniel back? It's Robby. It wasn't Hawk. It wasn't Amanda herself. It wasn't Miguel. It wasn't Chosen. It wasn't Johnny. It was Robby. And I've said it from day one. I feel like with Robbie KEENE, there is so much to him that you don't see in other shows. And I think I'm a big advocate for Robbie to win it because you don't see his archetype often. Robbie is that character where he's not he's very much a product of his environment and what he's grown up around. And it doesn't excuse the decisions that he's made. It doesn't excuse the wrongs that he's done. But like in the promo that was released the other day, which was the other week, which was pretty fire, it's about making things right and finding a path to redemption. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. And I feel like everyone on some level can empathize with that. I'm not saying we're going to go and kick people over railings. That's where Mr. KEENE, I can't give him a pass at all. He allowed the anger to consume him, and then he dropped Miguel over a railing. You know, regardless if he felt bad or not, it's like, hey, you should have got your stuff together and not done that. You know, and I feel like over the years I've been doing this, I've been very, very fair in terms of the reasons why characters do things the way they do. And I think, you know, when you come to my space, anyone that calls me a Robbie fanboy, I've got an army of people that say differently. They actually appreciate the fact that I give people another alternative perspective on Robbie's character. When you're watching any movie or show ever, how many times is there a foil character opposite the main character and people get upset about him? Like, you see it so much. But I compare Robbie and Miguel's dynamic to Rocky and Apollo, Tommy and Jason, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Leo and Raphael from the Turtles, like Goku and Vegeta. Like, they are in every single show or movie ever of that duo. You know, you've got freaking Rooster and Hangman. You know, you've got Maverick and Iceman. Like, the only way to stay on top is to sometimes have your rival be one of your best friends, because they'll keep you up there. They'll push you. They'll challenge you. And I feel like we're in a good position now with both Miguel and Robbie fully on the same page. Who's going to mess with them? Like, really, who's going to mess with them? Like, aside from the Sekai Taikai and the trophy and whatever else, I feel great pity for the person that answers the door to Johnny's future daughter, and Miguel and Robbie are standing there right by the door. I feel a great swell of pity for them. Now, guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know if you agree with any of the points that I've raised. You know, let me know if there's anything you feel differently with, or anything that you agree with, don't agree with. And that's what I love. I love conversation about these things, because I don't have all the answers. Again, I could be completely wrong. I could be so off base. But I like the fact that we're able to have these discussions, and I'm really excited to see where Robbie goes this season. I feel like it's time to bring a lot of his story arc beats full circle, you know. And hell, I'll go a step further. In the original movie, Johnny hands Daniel the trophy and says, "You're all right, LaRusso." How great would it be to have a scene where Miguel and Robbie share the trophy on the grandest stage of them all, regardless of who wins? Like, that would be so heartwarming. Like, it would be like, it would bring it all full circle. That it's like, we did this together, you know. And I want to get just before I end, I want to get onto this part here, because I want to do a Miguel and Robbie video in the coming weeks. I want there to be a real emphasis on their connection as stepbrothers now. I want that to be a primary focus. The fact that they've gone from bitter rivals, you know, blood enemies, you know, to now being stepbrothers. How do they navigate that dynamic? Also, having the other person's ex, which, again, you know, I mean, that's a minefield in and of itself. But we're at a point now where I feel like Robbie is in prime position to do some very special things this season, and I'm excited to see what they do for him. And I trust the big three to really deliver. Like, even if Robbie wasn't to win the trophy, there's something on the cards for this boy, as there is for all the characters. And I really feel like it's time for Robbie Lawrence Diaz to step up. And I've talked about that a lot. Is it a bit on the nose, a little bit cheesy? The name Diaz is so cool. I don't want to lose that. And Lawrence is so badass. Robbie KEENE is cool, but Robbie Lawrence Diaz or Miguel Lawrence Diaz, like that, doesn't that sound dope as hell? Like, I mean, come on. Guys and girls, I'll see you in the comment section down below. The conversation starts here, but carries on down there. I'll see you in the next What to Expect video. It's going to probably be Sam. Yeah.